Solo, a Star Wars story, finds itself practically smack bang in the middle of the currently established Star Wars canon, which means it's naturally brimming to the top with references, cameos, and foreshadowing of future events in the Star Wars saga, with many amazing moments of fan service that'll be sure to leave die-hard Star Wars fans geeking out in the cinema. Probably my most favourite part about Solo is the way that it acts as almost a conduit to the greater Star Wars universe, pulling together loose threads from the originals, prequels, sequels, and extended media, creating a more concise and meticulously designed canon. Of course, there is enough stuff in here to fill an entire 15 to 20 minute video, but instead, I'm just going to be talking about a select few of my absolute favourite pieces of Solo fan service. It should go without saying, but of course I'm going to say it anyway, this video contains major spoilers. At the request of Disney, this video is not aimed to spoil the movie for those who haven't seen it, but to provide a commentary for those who have. So please, again, if you don't want spoilers, have some self-constraint. It's not my fault. Final warning, let's get into it. The backstory. Of course, there's the obvious backstory stuff that we knew we'd get in this movie, most of which I thought was actually handled quite well. We get to witness the first meeting between Han and Chewie, which sees Han freeing his soon-to-be lifelong bestie from the Empire's slavery. This is actually something which is in keeping with the previously erased expanded universe. It's also revealed in this scene that Han not only understands Wookiee, but can speak it too, and it's quite a funny moment. Han and Lando's relationship is actually given a pretty great backstory as well. It's a tumultuous friendship which has many great moments which actually give their fateful meeting on Cloud City and Empire some extra resonance and a real feeling of history.
You got a lot of guts coming here after what you pulled.
Some may complain that this is just giving explanation where explanation isn't needed, but it's personally one of my favourite moments in the movie, and it's akin to thinking about the prequels when Obi-Wan talks about the Clone Wars in A New Hope. Of course, we get to bear witness to the Sabacc game that wins Han the YT-1300 model Millennium Falcon from Lando. This is of course the moment that Lando alludes to on Cloud City. And most surprisingly, we even discover that Han's father was a shipyard builder who built YT-1300s on Corellia, and I feel it gives Han some really great character depth and an extra meaningful connection with his prized ship. We see Han pilot the Falcon through the Kessel Run, revealed to be an incredibly dangerous passage into the spice mines of the planet Kessel used by smugglers, again in keeping with past EU lore. We also find out the truth behind Han's famous claims.
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
And let's just say it's revealed to be very much the obvious misinformation that the original screenplay for A New Hope says it is. Again, while I was worried that this movie would explain away some things that I would rather remain ambiguous, I actually felt the movie added more humanity to both Han and Lando, and perhaps even made them both more lovable characters. Mind you, there were some moments we just didn't need to see in this, like the origin of Han's blaster, and the origin of his name, which I thought was just a stupid addition to the movie. I also didn't like the more on-the-nose lines like Beckett asking Han, "Any idea what it's like to live with a price on your head?" Obviously alluding to future movies where Han does in fact live with a price on his head. Cameos and allusions. Of course, the big cameo in the movie comes in the form of Phantom Menace villain Darth Maul. If you'd like to hear my thoughts on that, I've put together a separate video which you can check out right now. Maul was, however though, just the tip of the iceberg. I love the appearance of a Tognath in Enfys Nest's gang of marauders. Tognaths were a species first introduced in Rogue One in the form of Benthic and Edrio, two members of Saw Gerrera's Partisans mercenary group. I'd like to think that the Tognath in Solo is in fact Benthic, especially given he actually appeared in a pretty substantial role as part of a recent Star Wars comic arc. Yet another thing that could effortlessly thread the entire canon together. I also love the fact that Enfys Nest's gang turned out to be the team who sparked the original rebellion, somewhat working as a precursor to Rogue One a few years down the timeline. Perhaps this also gives more precedence to Benthic being part of two rebel mercenary groups over time. I like the fact that Han even had the chance to join the rebellion and was there at the very beginning of it, despite refusing to join the team until his meeting with Luke and Leia in A New Hope. My favourite cameo, however, came in the form of Warwick Davis, who has appeared as multiple characters throughout the Star Wars universe since he played Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi at age 11. In this one, Davis not only gets to show his face for the first time since The Phantom Menace, but actually gets a number of lines too, his first proper speaking role in the movies. For the first time in a Star Wars movie ever though, it was great to see neither R2-D2 or C-3PO get any kind of cameo or appearance in this movie. I'm actually kind of glad about this. Though I do love these two, I couldn't imagine how they could have been shoehorned into this one without it looking forced and kind of corny. The movie, however, isn't without the subtle appearance of other R2 astromech units and protocol droids throughout. Two important characters in Star Wars lore even get mentioned in the movie. At one point, Val mentions the bounty hunter Bossk, saying that they should have employed him to do the job for them. Despite only appearing in one movie, The Empire Strikes Back, Bossk is a fan favorite character from Star Wars lore, having appeared in multiple episodes of Clone Wars and many pieces of EU, canon, and Legends literature over the years. Likewise, bounty hunter Aurra Singh is mentioned by Lando during the movie, as it's discovered that canonically, Beckett killed her in the past. It's not given much detail other than him having pushed her to her demise. Like Bossk, Singh has only very briefly appeared in one movie, The Phantom Menace, and appeared multiple times in Rebels and Star Wars comics. In disguise. While Solo manages to squeeze in plenty of Star Wars tropes, including a text prologue at the movie's start, and some great usage of both the Star Wars battle theme and the Imperial March, my most favourite usage of a Star Wars trope was the heroes in disguise bit. Of course, throughout the saga, our heroes have gone undercover multiple times, usually in stolen opposition uniform, to sneak in and out of a place to achieve or retrieve something. Our heroes did it in A New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, and even The Last Jedi. But what made the moment in Solo all the more exciting was the fact that Beckett goes undercover in the same uniform Lando uses to go undercover in Jabba's palace at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. Seems like this is a uniform Lando has used many times over the course of many years. That old scoundrel. The dice. And finally, we couldn't close off this video without mention Han's lucky dice. If any one item links together the multiple trilogies and spin-offs in the Star Wars saga, it's these. The origins of Han's dice actually go back to A New Hope, where a pair were used as no more than set decor on the Millennium Falcon. They were then brought in as a plot device to symbolize Han after his death during The Last Jedi, and now Solo brings all the worlds colliding, finally giving us a backstory and an emotional resonance to these items. In Solo, Han carries his dice around for good luck, associating them with helping him get through many adventures. Seeing these appear in The Last Jedi after having seen Solo is sure to add a more emotional weight to those scenes. These are no longer just Han's dice, but they are Han. Anyway, that is it from me for this video. Did I mention your favourite bit of Star Wars fan service in Solo, A Star Wars Story, or did I miss it out? Fire away in the comments below. If this is your first time viewing my channel, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope I'll see you all again soon. Until next time, take care and I hope you have a wonderful day.